Hey everyone! In this DIY, I'm going to show you how I made these super cute Animal Crossing fossils in honor of the release of New Horizons. This project is really easy and inexpensive, so let me show you what you'll need. The first material you're going to need is some oven-baked clay. I wouldn't recommend air-dry clay as it's more prone to cracking. The second thing you're going to need is a whole bunch of tinfoil. And lastly, you're going to need black, blue, and white acrylic paint. I also used a spray paint primer and sealant, but those are completely optional. So now that you know what you'll need, let's get started. The first thing we want to do is make the core of our fossil. Using tinfoil is going to keep the fossil from being too heavy, and it's also going to help us not waste a lot of clay. All you want to do is crumple up a bunch of tinfoil until you get a ball in the size that you want your fossil to be. Now that we have our foil balls done, we want to start working with the clay. Oven-baked clay starts off pretty hard and you have to do a lot of kneading to make it soft, but essentially what we want to do is soften up a piece, flatten it out, and start wrapping it around our tinfoil ball. Once the ball was completely flat, I went in with my fingers and removed any lines or cuts or any weird creases or lumps. Once the bases to our fossils were basically done, it was time to move on to the decorative fronts. As you know, the fossils have a little spiral shape and two little star shapes, so I just rolled up some more clay until it was soft, created this long snake of a shape, and started making my little shapes from there. I'm not gonna lie, the stars for some reason were particularly difficult, but I was able to get them looking nice in the end. Once I was happy with the overall look of them, it was time to bake them. To do this, just refer to the directions on your package, as I'm sure not all oven-baked clays are the same. After baking them, I did cover them with a white primer. This isn't totally necessary because the clay is already white, but I wanted them to have a little bit more tooth for the acrylic paint since I bought such cheap acrylic paints. I mixed this cool tone blue and some black together to make the color that I wanted for my fossils, and because they are cheap paints, it did take multiple layers to get a nice solid tone. But the color does dry really quickly, so this wasn't too much of a problem. I worked really carefully so that way I wouldn't have to go in and repaint the front shapes with my white acrylic, but if you get a little bit of blue somewhere that you're not supposed to, that's what the white paint is for. Once they were done being painted, I hit them with the satin top coat spray paint. Again, this is totally optional, you can seal them whatever way you want, but I feel that this will help in the long run so they don't chip. And with that, you're completely done. You now have your very own super cute Animal Crossing fossils, and all that's left is to take them to Blathers and see if they're anything you can put in the museum. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.